What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. When she drinks, she never wants to stop either. Every time I know how it's going to end, drunk, not remembering what happened, it's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? And that is not true.
Oh, I thought that was one of the most honest intros I've ever had.
I'm a great alcoholic.
Okay, fair enough.
I can,
but when you start, you are the Energizer Bunny. You keep going and going.
Yeah,
and
but
going.
I can handle myself. I'm not gonna argue with you.
That's true. Oh, we don't really ever get into drunk arguments.
We don't.
Because I'm drunk too, and we're just like, who cares? Give me another beer.
What I actually do, it's not like I don't want to leave the party. I do, but I usually Irish exit with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to be the first one to leave, but also I may want to be the first one to leave, but I'm not going to tell anyone.
That's the difference between Kara and myself and yourself, I think. She doesn't want to leave, so she doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I want to leave immediately. Mm-hmm. I just am awkward when it comes to leaving, so I just end up staying until someone else leaves, and then I kind of piggyback on their exit. I'm like, oh, you're leaving me too. I got to go too.
I'm just very much like, I'm done. I'm just going to buy some ice cream and I'm going home.
Yeah. If you guys have tips, call in. If you're a good exiter, call in. I could use a tip on how to get out of a conversation or a situation because I always just end up staying longer than I feel comfortable staying.
You have to read the room. Like, let's say if you want to get out of a conversation, you just say, oh my gosh, like I have to go somewhere. I have to do something. I have a meeting. I have a call.
Yeah, but if you're at a party, it's Friday night at 10 o'clock.
You can say, okay, my wife wants to go. She's not feeling well.
All right, I'm going to blame it on you then.
Do
Good.
it.
Done. Problem solved.
Just don't say it when
Stop calling in. Guys, stop calling in. We got the answer.
Just don't say it when I'm having the best time of my life. Don't say I'm not feeling well because that's not going to fly.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of thoughts on that little meeting that Kara and Guillermo had. We'll get to it. Before we do, a couple housekeeping items here. If you guys want to follow us on social media, you can. You should. Primarily on Instagram. At Married to Reality Pod. It is a good time over there. You guys message us. You slide into our DMs.
And we do post memes once in a while.
I wasn't even going to say it. This time I wasn't even going to say it because I feel like it's such a lie. We haven't posted probably in a month.
No, we're going to get back to the meme game. I know we say it once in a while, but life gets in the way. And so we post about what we think you guys want to know. And
news, updates.
Sit in the back and they take the back seat. What you guys say
I'm
in the
hesitant.
great land of America?
Yeah, I'm hesitant to ask this question. But wouldn't you guys rather have a podcast over a meme or two? Right? I hope the answer is
sure. I
yes.
think so.
We prioritize the pod. The memes are going to come, though, because they're fun. But I don't want to just put out any meme. That's the thing. We're not a meme page. And so you can't put out a bad meme and then go, well, the next meme is going to be great. It's we just put it out if we think it's good.
This is the thing. The reason why we don't post a lot of memes is because I do come up with memes.
That's true.
But John is so critical. He's always like, Teresa, this is not a good meme. Even though it's a good meme, I think it would make some of you laugh. And he's like, no, it's not good enough. So that's why we don't post memes.
Yeah, because
here, Mr. Perfectionist.
For us, it's quality over quantity. We're not a meme page. We just want to hit you with a great meme or a great thought when we have one. So that's why they're few and far between, because our great thoughts are few and far between.
I think our Instagram mainly turned into this little community where you guys talk to us, we'll talk to you.
Yeah, it's really chat.
We post updates and shit.
It's turned into WhatsApp, I think, where we
just message,
which is great. I like that.
And I love that too. And yes, we do post when we drop the pod. For some of you who maybe don't follow us on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, or Spotify. We'll get to that, Teresa.
But yeah, it just turned into this little chat.
Which is great.
It is great. So that's why the memes are kind of taking the back seat.
But they're coming back.
They're coming back.
They're coming back. All right. Teresa alluded to it. Make sure you guys are following the podcast. Okay, that way you don't have to go to the Instagram to see when's the podcast dropping. Is it delayed?
Still come to the Instagram.
Still come to the Instagram, but you'll just know that when you're following the podcast, no matter what we drop, whether it is the 90 pod or the Married at First Sight pod or Below Deck or whatever show we decide to cover in the future, if you're following the podcast, you'll get it immediately. You'll be first in line, okay?
Yes.
And it's so easy to follow the podcast. All you have to do is look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as that new bidet feeling.
Whee!
Because someone will get it done.
Someone got it done.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Not in the best way. I don't think. Well, I actually think
No.
Eve did get it done in the best way possible. Not
yes.
if you ask Muhammad.
Why did he get it done?
Who is that strange man?
Why are you here with him alone? Dude, aren't you in the same house?
Yeah. Can you take 3 steps to your left?
I mean, I don't understand enough about the Muslim culture.
Right.
But here is a thought, right? What do you think, Mohammed, that between the time that you are in the living room playing with Theron and her supervising the plumber, he's gonna bang her?
Maybe.
Well, I don't think that's how it works.
No, it's not how it works, but that could be what he's thinking. Or no, I think what he said was it's safety reasons. And I get that. Come on, I get that, Muslim or not, forget your religion, Islam or not. I don't know that I would want you home alone with a random guy.
How many times did I call someone to come and fix things when you were in here?
Well,
so many times.
That's like a guy who works at the apartment. We kind of know him. I walk through the halls and I see him and I say, hey, and he knows.
We say hello.
But I'm not going to totally side with Muhammad here, but I do get the idea of you don't want your wife or anyone alone with a stranger these days. People are crazy.
True.
People are out of control.
True.
I hate Uber for that reason. I don't want to get in a car with a stranger. So it's a little bit of a control issue, and we'll definitely see more of that, I think, in this season. But there is a safety concern.
I get the safety concern, but you are home.
Yes, that was bonkers. That was bonkers.
The thing.
Yeah.
I would probably could kind of put my mind behind if she was home
now
alone.
You're talking like Muhammad.
But maybe not. I guess
at the end of the day, she's an adult woman. She should be able to be at home alone.
What
if
I'm
she
saying.
chooses to be at home alone and have the plumber or the mailman or
Anyone.
the pizza
You know how many
boy,
women or men live alone? You should not be that freaked out. You and I are extremely freaked out
so freaked
because of all the freaking Datelines.
We haven't watched the Dateline in since World War II, I think. And
because I needed that cleanse, and I'm still affected by all the craziness we've watched over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the cleanse.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking way too much about the episode. We're not there yet. We got one more thing we have to ask in this housekeeping segment.
I can't wait to talk about the episode.
We're going to talk about it. We will get it done. Don't you worry. If you haven't left a review, please do. All right. And we appreciated so much the ones that are coming in. So thank you for those. And thank you in advance if you haven't left a review. But we got a new one that I'd love to read.
Okay.
And this one, Teresa, I want you to contemplate this review. Okay? Because very lovely review. As we said, we only read the 5-star reviews here. Okay? This one comes to us from our friend Sackett, I think is how you
Sackett.
pronounce it. 5 stars.
Love it.
Great 90-day podcast.
Love it.
I came across this podcast while searching for my favorite shows. I love hearing opinions about the show and look forward to hearing the Married to Reality take on it. My only gripe is Teresa's opinions of cats. I'm a cat mom and they're my life, but love the podcast anyway. I'm with you, Sackett. I don't appreciate Teresa's take on cats either.
Okay.
Cats are babies. Cats are kittens. They're babies. They're not always great, but neither are people.
Someone's kissing a butt over here.
I had a cat.
Yeah, don't tell me that. I'm kidding. Guys, I don't dislike cats. All I'm saying is that I'm not a cat person and I think cats don't like me. But I always try to pick them up.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think that's why they don't like you.
Well, as we mentioned before, one of our friends gave me a few tips on how to interact with a cat. And I'm going to do it because I feel like if I can get on this level of mutual respect between myself and a cat,
That's what it is, yeah.
I may enjoy that.
You are such an animal person.
I am.
You don't dislike any animal.
No,
You-
guys, I seriously do not dislike cats. I just feel like we just don't get along.
Right. But you're watching all these shows on Discovery Plus. You're watching like My Barn, My Favorite Barn.
No,
whatever.
Saved by the Barn.
Saved by the Barn.
Love it.
Zach Morris, yeah. And you love all animals, right?
I do.
So, anyways, thank you, Sackett. We're gonna get Teresa.
Thank you.
We're gonna get a photo or a video of Teresa interacting with a cat the next time it happens, and we're gonna
Don't we
post it.
have one? Remember we
you
were
were-
cat sitting?
Yeah, you were holding that cat, but
Don't you have that photo?
PETA would come at you if they saw the way you were
No.
holding
Do
that
you
cat.
have that photo?
Probably somewhere. You
Well,
do.
we'll find it,
Maybe
and
we'll
if
post it.
if it's appropriate, we'll post it.
AKA, if it's appropriate, AKA, if Teresa looks good in it, if it's a good photo of Teresa,
Also,
we'll
if the
post
cat
it.
doesn't look too freaked out.
Right. You can't hear the hissing in the photo, which is a good thing.
No, but I tell you what. Maybe I'm not a cat person, and I think that's okay. But I do love everyone who loves cats. And if you love cats, you're gonna get cat gifts from me.
Oh, yeah. We just went to a wedding. We not
Yeah.
only gave them cat mugs, which was like, because they have two cats, the
Yeah.
people's wedding we went to. There were two cats as mugs.
Cat mugs, yeah.
And then we gave them a pop-up cat card
yes,
with a surprise inside.
yes.
Which I
So-
didn't think about the surprise until they responded to us and
That's
said,
so true.
so what was inside was this like paper butterfly. You wind it up, you stuff it in the card. When you open the card, surprise, there's this butterfly that flies out.
Mm-hmm.
And we just thought it was hilarious. We don't have cats, so we didn't go that extra step and think about it. It's a cat toy.
Is it?
When they texted us saying, "Oh my god,
Yeah, they
we just
said the
opened your
cats are playing with
the
it.
cats are playing with a butterfly." It's a cat toy, I think.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
beautiful.
All right, enough about that.
But thank you for the review. I
Oh
love
yes,
it.
thank you.
I
Sackett.
appreciate the honesty. I always do.
Yeah, we love the honesty.
So
And
thank you.
yeah, and Theresa's working on it. All right. How about a little 90-day by the way?
Okay.
Number 1. So we all probably heard by now that Danielle and Muhammad, she graduated nursing school, right?
Mm-hmm.
She graduated a little while back.
Is she an RN now? Like a registered nurse?
I don't know.
Because it's the only nurse I know of.
Oh, maybe.
I guess then you can be the doctor nurse. What is
you
it
can
called?
be
Whatever's.
registered nurse, a
Nurse practitioner.
an NP. Yeah. I don't know.
That's like
what she is.
above. But can you
You
be a
don't-
different nurse?
Probably.
What kind of a nurse?
I don't know.
We'll Google.
I
But
got
good
nipples,
for
Greg.
Danielle.
Can you nurse me? Or no, that's milk.
I nurse you all the time.
Yes, you do, like a baby. Anyway, Danielle, she's a nurse, but now she's cashing in on her nursing title, but in a new way, in a little bit of a different way.
Is she like a dirty nurse on OnlyFans?
No,
Okay.
but give it time. Nurse Danielle merch. Okay, Nurse Danielle hoodies,
No.
T-shirts.
You see, I don't like this.
Here's what I think happened.
I don't like
she
this.
partnered up. She's got this agent or whoever, and they're trying to cash in on all things Danielle. So I'm pretty sure they created an NFT of a Nurse Danielle graphic
You think so?
image. They keep
Apparently
calling it
those
the...
are not doing too well lately.
What's not doing well?
The NFTs.
Oh, yeah. Well, no one knows what
I
they
know.
are, how they work.
I still don't know, but I've read an article that
I've
apparently
read
it's,
9 articles,
yeah.
watched 13 YouTube videos. I still can't figure it out. NFT, not for me. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they created this NFT of a cartoon Danielle dressed as a nurse, right? And then they put that on T-shirts and sweatshirts, and you can buy them.
Okay.
All right. The hoodie, and we're in the merch game a little bit. We got merch. If you
little
guys
bit.
didn't know, we have merch, Married to Reality, podcast.com. There's a store. So we kind of know prices, and we think our prices are reasonable. We're not getting rich off these things. We're just trying
We're
to break
literally
even.
not getting rich
We're-
off of these things
we're
at all.
trying to break
Like,
even,
we-
more or less.
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
I think we have a hoodie. I think it's like $30, right?
Yeah.
She has the Nurse Danielle hoodie. $49.99.
Wow, someone's cashing in.
Someone is cashing in. And then, so there's all these Nurse Danielle items. And then there's a t-shirt in the same graphic cartoon style. It's Danielle wearing a unicorn t-shirt. That's the graphic. $33.99. And then there's one other piece, a t-shirt. It's got Danielle as the cartoon shooting laser beams out of her eyes.
Why?
$34.99. I don't know, but according to the site, it's limited edition. So if you want it, you better hurry.
Yeah. If it was some classic Danielle moments,
Throwing the binder
I had
of
to
evidence.
say, but a lot of, like, she loves bringing her vagina back.
That's true. Well, does she bring it back? Or does TLC bring it back?
Well, someone brings it back.
Yeah.
Danielle told her dates. She talks about it a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Not
She's
that
like,
it's a positive
remember that
thing.
single
but
life moment where she's like, I have to tell you, Roger, or whatever his name was.
Robert.
Robert, I think it was.
I think it was Robert,
That was pretty close. Yeah. It's like, no, you don't actually. Actually, you don't have to tell him. And you probably shouldn't.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, if it was like Danielle needs to see a doctor, no one will have sex with her. It smells down there. Maybe that's investable. but her shooting lasers out of a cartoon.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense
makes
to
zero
me.
sense.
Maybe Nurse Danielle, but I almost feel like since she worked so hard to get her nursing degree, just separate the nursing life from this craziness, right?
I agree.
Like, do your
That's a
nursing
professional
job on the
endeavor.
side. Yeah.
And now you're making it a joke.
Yeah, so that's why I said I don't like it. I guess I didn't explain why. Here is why. She should just make a break between her actual life and between this whole reality TV life,
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right.
Because why combining it?
Mixing business with pleasure and vice versa.
Like, if I go to a doctor and I see, like, oh, so you are a nurse and I can also buy a shirt with you shooting laser.
That's a good point.
I don't think I even want you to take my freaking blood pressure.
That's a good point. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are unlike Therese and you want to invest in this or purchase one at least, visit her Instagram profile at Danielle Jabali. You'll find a link there. All right. Number 2. And this is a little bit of an entrepreneurial, by the way, segment between 1 and 2 here. Call it a marketing gimmick. Call it a gag because it might make you do just that. We know Stepanka, she made a pretty penny selling her jarred farts.
Yeah.
She's out of the game, though. She retired from the gas game.
Did she?
Because she went to the hospital, remember? She was like having some pains, and they said, you got to stop farting so much, or you got to stop eating all these gaseous foods, right? So she stopped farting in jars. But that doesn't mean she stopped cashing in on her bodily functions.
Okay, I think I've seen something on social media, but I didn't read the whole thing.
This is her newest endeavor. Do you want to take a guess at what it is, or do you not want to put that out there in the world if it's not true?
I feel like I've seen it. I've seen her post.
Okay.
Is it like her vagina liquid?
That's next. I think that's next.
So what is it?
She's bottling her boob sweat.
Oh, that's what it was.
She's
I was
bottling
gonna
her
say
boob sweat.
breast milk, but I'm like, wait, she's not pregnant.
I think that's illegal too. But she recently posted these photos and videos of her sitting outside sweating. And the idea is that
that's what it was.
she just lets the sweat roll off her boobs. She bottles it.
Ew.
And then she sells it. Ew, maybe, but I would actually probably purchase that before I purchased a jar of farts. Mm-hmm. But here's where it's smart, okay? Because she does a lot of crazy things, but I do think she's probably a smart business woman. Here's where I think it's smart.
That's one way to put it.
From what I've read, the only way to purchase this jarred boob sweat is on her Unfiltered site. So you have to go sign up for Unfiltered to have access to this boob sweat. So it's a promotion to get people to sign up for Unfiltered.
But I don't think you need to sign up and pay. I think she has a free version too.
Still, you're still becoming a member. They're getting your data's everything, right? So you're signing up, they get your email, then they start bombarding you with all these emails. So I think it's kind of smart.
I mean, yes.
People are going to buy, if people bought her farts, they'll buy her boob sweat.
That's my biggest question. Good for her for cashing on her freaking body things.
Mm-hmm.
Who buys that? No, seriously. Who buys that?
And this is why I say I kind of agree with Muhammad when he says, I don't want you alone with a man in the house because there's men out there who are buying her farts and her boob sweat. I would not trust those men to be alone with you, Teresa.
Well, yes. Didn't she have like some issue with some stalkers?
Oh, yeah.
She had
Yes.
bodyguards.
Yeah, like a year ago or so.
Yeah, because it's so easy to find her house online. She
Yeah.
didn't take it off.
Yeah, we did. We found
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, she's from not too far from where I'm from, so I was curious. And I'm a stalker. But yeah, she had issues. And
No,
people,
you're not.
And I'm not.
People gonna think that I'm married to a perv.
No, I'm a detective.
Yes, that's a better way to put it.
I went to the detective school of Google. But yeah, there's a lot of creeps out there. And so
absolutely.
people are going to buy this for sure. Good for her. Cash in when you can. I think it's a smart promotional idea. I do.
It's so dumb.
All right.
It's so dumb.
All right, Mohammed.
I'm just glad that you're not one of them.
Okay. Well, you never know.
If I find some weird bottles around this house, you and I will have a
And
big
you
talk.
know at least one of those people who bought the fart jar or the boob sweat is married or in a relationship.
For sure.
And just has that jar like in his nightstand and smells it when his wife's in the bathroom or something.
I would understand if someone buys it as a joke. Like, oh my gosh, this person loves 90 Day and is obsessed.
Yeah, a novelty
It's like a
gift.
joke gift. Yeah.
Little prank, to use a Bilal word.
I could get my mind behind that because I'll be like, oh, that's hilarious, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a...
It's a cameo.
Exactly. I was going to say it's like a scented cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough about that. How about we get into the episode? Sunday night, 90 Day Fiance, season 9, episode 6. Still loving the season.
Oh my gosh.
Still loving the season.
It's getting better.
It's good. It's just getting better for sure.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got some messages from our friends saying, hey, I don't understand how other people don't love it because I love it.
Spread
and I
the
was
love.
like, I love it too. We love it. So thank you guys for messaging us.
Enough
because,
negativity in this world.
Yeah.
Love something. Okay? Love something. And we love this.
Yeah, and if you guys, some of you, if you don't love it, why do you watch it? That's my
people.
point.
Yeah, come on. Are you kidding me? People love to hate. People love to be enraged.
Yeah, but why are you being negative? Just enjoy
Well,
it.
as I said, and shout out again to the collab we did with the Reality Gaze.
Yeah.
Go ahead and listen to that if you haven't. And if you're here because of that, hello.
Welcome.
But as I said, I just want to feel something. And so anger or being upset, that is a feeling. And so people may like...
Well, there is a
feeling
difference
that.
between like getting angry at some of the cast members, which I do feel this way. We're gonna start with him. His name is Bilal. But if you hate it,
Right.
why do you waste your time, right?
Right.
But I hope that you guys like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the show. You enjoy us chatting about it because we fucking love it. And I always have to wait until this moment when we podcast because John always
Save it for the pod.
shushes me like, save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod.
So whatever we discuss, we didn't discuss before. That's why sometimes we get into these tiny discussions because we don't know each other's
arguments.
opinions on certain
Let's
things.
debate. Let's discuss then. Let's start with Bilal
Let's
and
do it.
Shaeeda. All of a sudden, Bilal doesn't have OCD. Okay? And I called it from episode 1. It's just a term he likes to use. He thinks it makes him interesting or something. He doesn't have OCD because when you don't get to pick and choose when you have a disorder.
True. Well, she was still drinking that coffee over a sink.
Oh, can you even call it coffee? That thing looked like it's been sitting on the counter for 2.5 hours. It was half milk, half water. You know a Starbucks has been sitting out when a Starbucks
True.
has been sitting out. You see it there and you go, this is not a fresh Bucks. This is not a fresh coffee. But yeah, she will, again, she doesn't know. Probably. She sees that house and hears what Bilal says and goes, okay, maybe you're OCD. Who am I to say you're not? But now he's like, no, it's not OCD. Most people probably want to walk into their bedroom without underwear on the floor. So now he's backtracking on his OCD diagnosis.
I think everything he says things and then in the next episode he says something else.
Right.
I
Whatever's
just-
convenient in the moment, he'll say.
Yes. And the fact that she had to ask like, can I drink in here? You were in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If anywhere, you should be able to drink the coffee in the kitchen, not over the sink. You walk around, girlfriend, or sit down. Even on the couch. I get it. He has a white couch. We also have a light couch. But still.
But still, that coffee was so watered down that even if it spilled, it wouldn't stain at this point. I wasn't planning on sharing this story. It just came to me. And
did you spill something on the couch and flip it?
Never.
Okay.
I'll be careful how we tell this story. Remember when my friend...
I was thinking that.
Shout out to Matt. He came and he visited us in New York.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
And we were having fun. We had a good time, and we got back to the apartment, and we needed snacks. You always need snacks after a night of out. And the only thing we had were those Nature's Valley granola bars.
Yeah, and also Jen and I do like to joke too, but we actually joke.
It wasn't a prank. It was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. We joke with each other, and we joke with other people too, and most people get it.
Yeah.
But our friend...
Matt. Oh, sweet Matt. He grabbed a granola bar. And if you guys know those granola bars...
As I saw a meme that it shouldn't have been named Nature's Valley. It should have been named fucking crumbs everywhere. Because it's so true.
You open that thing up, it's crumbs everywhere.
Yeah, and I love it, but crumbs everywhere.
And so Matt was like, do you mind if I have one of these? I'm hungry. I could use a snack. And we said, sure. Just make sure you eat it over the sink.
Yeah, I was like, eat it over the sink. Just like, we were laughing, me and John, and we look.
Yeah, we walk back to the couch.
And he's standing and eating the granola bar over the sink.
Yeah.
And I felt bad, honestly. All I would probably say is like, hey, dude, grab a plate because it's literally crumbs everywhere.
He's an adult. He can eat over a plate and not make a mess.
But I felt bad.
I completely forgot about that until just now. But yes, Bilal does not have OCD. We know that. But today, they're going to go to Juma, which is a sacred time on Fridays where you put work aside, put everything aside, and you pray. And I forget if it was Bilal or Shaeeda who said it's similar to what Christians do.
This was Bilal.
On Sunday at church. Okay. And on top of that, a little added bonus to this Juma, Shaeeda is going to meet Bilal's extended family.
Including his ex-wife.
Here's the thing I'll say. At least Shaeeda understands Bilal and his ex's relationship because, come on, we've probably seen it on 90 Day. We know people who would be like, what? You still talk to your ex?
Oh, yeah.
No, I never want to meet her. She shouldn't be in your life. Shaeeda's like, I get it. You guys
they
share
have
custody.
kids.
Yeah, you share custody of kids together. That's cool. She's totally okay with it. Obviously nervous. She wants to make a good first impression.
Because again, she is very cautious and what's the word? I'm looking for a word that she is real. Like she knows that if the ex-wife doesn't like her, she's probably gonna tell the kids. And kids are kids. They're gonna say, Mom is right. Shaeeda is horrible. And they're gonna tell Bilal. And Bilal will be like, my kids don't like her.
That's a really good point. Yeah, we saw the first interaction with Shaeeda and the kids. It wasn't great.
Well, I was on Shaeeda. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I don't play games either, but if a kid, especially a kid you want to impress, asks you to play games, you're gonna freaking play games.
But also the call me mom conversation. It just wasn't a great start. And so, yeah, I mean, not that it was strike one. I don't think it was a strike. But, yeah, there's a little added pressure now to make a good first impression with everyone. So they're on their way. They're in the car. Shaeeda's nervous, of course. And Bilal, like he always does, makes things about him. He goes, I get you're nervous. I was nervous. Don't forget, I met your people before you ever met mine. And it's like he's not allowing her to have her own feelings. He was fine with it, so now you have to be fine with it. It's so unfair.
So I don't know if this is going to come out wrong, but let me just say, because I was thinking about it, right? She said that, yes, you met my people, but you were visiting, right? And he was the American. He was the guy who was there, like, probably portraying himself as very well put together, interested in their daughters. And everyone were looking up to him like, oh my gosh, look at this great guy coming all the way to your
Trinidad,
to Trinidad, right? They looked at him this way. For her, they look at her like, all right, so do you want to be in America? Do you want his money? Like they're looking at her very differently. And not to compare myself, but when I met your parents, I was very scared. I didn't know what to expect. But when you met my parents, I don't know how you felt, but I was very much in peace with it because I knew they're gonna love you. I knew it because obviously A, I love you, but B, you're doing this, not sacrifice, but you're traveling all the way to Europe to meet them in a country, you don't know the language, you don't know anyone, and you're just doing it, right? Being nice and polite. So I was not worried at all.
Well, I totally get why you would be nervous meeting my family. And we didn't hear it, or I didn't hear it, the classic 90-day trope, oh, she's just using you for a green card. Maybe people thought of in their own minds and were smart enough not to say it to me. We never heard it outright.
Some of you, I swear God to you, some of your friends definitely thought that.
Maybe.
I don't think they do anymore. I think we proved them wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that some of your friends did think that either I'm using you or that you are having middle-age crisis and you're dating this random
When I'm
foreigner.
27?
Yes.
Yeah. But meeting your family, I had two feelings. One was we don't speak the same language, so it took a lot of pressure off. I knew there wasn't going to be hard questions. I knew there wasn't going to even be awkward small talk. So it took a little pressure off. But I did feel like I was responsible for you leaving them, in a sense. I know you came to America. You had been in America for 6 years or however long at that point. But you've said in the past, you kind of stayed. I was the reason you stayed.
Yeah.
So I could see your parents being mad at me.
No, it's a good reason to stay.
I think it's a great reason.
I didn't just stay to stay. I stayed because I met someone I fell in love with, and that's what we're doing right now.
And I tell myself, and maybe we've even talked about it, your parents want what's best for you. And so if what's best for you, I'm not even saying America, but being with someone you love, if that's what's best for you, they should be happy no matter where you are. And I hope they are.
For sure. Yeah,
those were the two feelings I had.
But besides me validating you before you came, my aunt.
True.
Also, they met you prior and they talk about you. Remember, we met my cousin in New York, Andre.
Yes.
He talked to my parents how awesome you are, how you're such a nice guy. So my parents had this peace already before they even met you. So
that's a good point. Anyway, back to Bilal and Shaeeda. Enough about us.
What are we talking about?
They're still in the car. They're driving over. And Bilal starts joking about Shaeeda having a hairy booger.
He's so funny.
And what a good joke.
Like, first I thought, because I think she has a nose piercing.
Oh, she might.
But I didn't see it during that shot. So first I thought he's joking about the nose piercing, but then I don't see it.
And that's a harmless joke. If you can forget about the prank and just take that joke on its own, okay, you're going to meet my entire family, better get that booger out of your nose. It's a harmless joke.
Yes.
It's not laugh out loud funny. It's a harmless joke.
Yes, but also he doesn't know how to intonate. His intonation, it's like, wait, are you actually joking? And there is a difference between that and being sarcastic. That's a whole different animal, right? He thinks he's funny, but he's not really portraying himself as funny, but he thinks he's hilarious.
He's very deadpan. Yeah, it's not funny. Shaeeda doesn't find it funny.
No.
So they start bickering back and forth. And I guess she was being playful. I'll take her word for it. She was saying, I'm being playful. She gets in his face a little bit, trying to be funny, and kind of starts smacking him a little bit. I do think it was joking. I don't think you should do that to someone when they're driving.
I was literally going to say that. So I absolutely think that she was being playful. I don't think she was being aggressive or violent, that Bilal calls her, right?
No.
I think if you do one little smack, that's funny. And if I did it to you, you'd probably be like, oh, T, right? But if I did it to you several times while you're driving, you would be like, oh my gosh, stop.
Yeah.
I would never do it because
Not
you
smart.
are driving.
Exactly.
Right? So
if you're sitting on the couch, completely different.
Yeah.
If you're in a moving vehicle on the highway or wherever they were, not smart.
Yeah. But so as much as I dislike Bilal, there's a part of me that I can understand, because even like little smack, little tap, once or twice it's funny, but if you keep doing it, I would personally get very annoyed.
100%.
I would be like, okay, could have been funny once, maybe twice.
Right.
If you keep doing it, come on. And especially when you're driving. But Bilal calling her a fucking violent and angry person.
That's an overreaction.
He's a moron.
He's an overreaction. So he's like, I'll pull this car over. You can take an Uber home. And they actually pull over on the highway. And Shaeeda realizes, oh, okay, I was playing. You're not. You're actually angry.
Yeah, I was like so mad at him for doing that because she literally was playing and you could see that there was a tap, that she didn't smack him.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm torn on this because once, fine, you're trying to be funny. You see it's not landing. The joke's not landing.
Yeah.
Stop. The guy's driving. Get to where you're going. And if you want to be playful, be playful.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they get back on the road. And yeah, this is where Bilal's like, I'm thinking you're a violent person. And I don't want to be with someone like that. Like, whoa, your joke was a million times worse than hers.
And this is literally coming right after he said, I'm like really, really funny. I have a great sense of humor. It's like, all right, so, and it also comes back to him. If she tapped him being a little playful, he was like, okay, you know, I got your point, ha ha ha, laugh it off.
Right.
She would not keep doing it.
Correct.
But he kept getting a little aggressive. And so she just thought that, okay, well, now it's my time to really kind of pull your strings or push your buttons. Yeah. And she did push all his buttons.
Bilal's the definition of you can dish it, but you can't take it. He thinks he's king of the pranks. He thinks he's got the best sense of humor. But if one of those jokes turns around on him, whoa, what are you doing? You're violent. He can dish it. He can't take it.
Yes.
And that's the worst. Either don't even get involved in comedy or try to make jokes, right? If you can't take it, or if you're going to dish it, learn to take it.
Yeah. I mean, so far what we've seen, I don't think Bilal's funny.
No.
I know he likes to think that,
He's not. So they get to their destination. Bilal parks the car and just gets out without saying anything. And I wasn't sure where they were at first. I was like, oh, are they at their final destination or what? He just kind of gets out, storms out, and leaves Shaeeda sitting in the car, not knowing what's going on. He was picking up his kids. So I don't know if this was editing, if he was like, I'm going to get my kids, you stay here, I'll be right back, and they just cut that out.
Because it first looked like they got to Juma and he walked away.
Right.
But he didn't.
Right. So I don't know if that was editing or whatnot, but either way, when they finally make it to the Islamic Center, they're still on bad terms. They haven't solved the issue yet. And did you see Bilal like walk into his son?
No.
I think it was an accident. He like dropped a shoulder into his, like body checked his son in the parking lot because he's just so angry. He's just stomping.
I didn't see that.
He's stomping around. It wasn't intentional, but he needs to slow down, open his eyes, and see what he's doing because he just like walked right into his son.
He needs to open his mind too because
close your mouth, open your mind.
I really, really, really don't like Bilal. I love watching the couple. I mean, please, it's a great comedy, but. I can understand getting upset or whatever, not understand him in general. But if, let's say, you and I have a little argument, but I'm taking you to meet people I know, but you don't know, I would never leave you there. I would be like, you know what? Whatever issue we have, we'll discuss later, but I'm going to introduce you to my friends. Maybe we can even solve the issue as we're there, right?
Yeah.
The way he ignored her and let her be there alone, I felt so bad for Shaeeda.
And that was what I was going to say is you can be in an argument and you can kind of press pause on it. Or you should be able, especially when it's a dumb argument like this. It's not like he just found out she cheated on him or something.
For sure.
It was a dumb argument where you go, you know what? Let's just press pause. You're going to meet my family. I want you to make a good first impression. But instead, no, he's just holding this grudge that he shouldn't be. It's the smallest, most minute thing. But he's a baby and he can't deal with it.
I felt so bad for Shaeeda just being there left alone, didn't know anyone.
You were there to meet people, right? Wasn't the whole idea that you're going there to meet people and then they go and they pray and Bilal's like, I couldn't even concentrate when I was praying, and they don't even achieve, I feel like, the goal. They introduce Shaeeda to Shaeeda, but I think that's like the only person that we saw Bilal introduce her to. And I thought that was the whole point of this this day. And when they do meet, hit it off pretty well.
Yeah.
I could see them being friends. It was pretty sweet to see them
Yeah,
interact.
and there is no threat from Shaeeda. Shaeeda has her new husband, and they get along with Bilal, which I think it's a big bonus. If you have to share a custody with your
100%.
kids, getting along with your ex is good.
It's everything.
Yes.
Because the kids will pick up on that,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Again, not parents, but it makes everything easier when everyone gets along. So they finish up, they get back in the car. Bilal tells Shaeeda, later we need to talk about the situation. We got to talk about what happened. And Shaeeda's like, okay, here we go again. It's going to be one of these one-sided lectures that I keep getting. So Bilal drops Shaeeda off. She goes inside alone. I guess Bilal wanted some space, so he took his kids to practice, just the three of them. And Shaeeda goes and does some yoga.
She's very flexible.
Very good.
Very flexible.
Very good at yoga.
Good for her. I almost feel like, and I think she did have a studio in Trinidad, right?
Yeah.
She can do it in the U.S. when she gets her permit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And
she's very good. I'm like, damn, I cannot do that. And I don't think I ever will be able to.
we tried, I think I've done one or two poses. We did kickboxing for a couple months, and I think they had us do some poses.
Okay. So I tried yoga before I met you in New York. I signed up for these classes at the Y. And I went.
Why?
What? That's
I'm
what it's
just
called,
I
right?
know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I went. It was on 92nd Street and Y. There was
Yeah,
a
it's
gym.
the famous Y, the 92nd Street Y.
I used to
yeah.
go there. I took a yoga class. After a whole day of me freaking working, doing whatever, I fell asleep on the mat.
Come on.
I did.
You did that here in the apartment like a month ago. You were Teresa, and to your credit, you're doing it now. You're getting up at like 5:30 in the morning and working out now. But
Yeah.
there was a couple of months ago where you were trying to do it, and you got up one morning at like 5:30, went into the other room, and you told me later in the day, you're like, yeah, I was stretching and I just fell asleep.
I did. I put up my mat and I was stretching and I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just fell asleep at the Y, on 92nd Y. And that was my first and last yoga class because I literally had the lady next to me like, hey, like, come on. And I'm like,
nap time's over, Teresa. Wake up.
and so I'm like, this is not for me. I need to keep moving.
Yeah. I need
So.
music.
But I
Sure.
tried, didn't succeed. But
At least you
Shaeeda
tried.
seems to be great at it.
Yeah. So 2 hours later, Bilal returns home. Shaeeda's all dressed up because they're supposed to have a date night. But Bilal walks in and goes, I really don't feel like it, to be honest with you. I'm not
He's
feeling,
such an ass.
not feeling the date night.
Such an ass.
I know you got ready and everything, and I probably could have texted you like an hour or two ago that I wasn't feeling it, but I let you get all ready and excited and sit out here.
Or
but
how about you? Okay, you're pissed for whatever reason, but she's all dressed up. Maybe have a nice glass of wine at home and talk. That's fine. Like
yeah.
you don't have to go out. Maybe walk around the neighborhood.
Or just
I don't know.
get over it because there was
Or,
nothing
yeah.
to fight about.
He has issues.
So Shaeeda once again is like, I was playing with you, okay? King of the pranks. Don't you know a prank when it hits you in the face? I was playing with you. It was not serious. And Bilal's like, it'd be playing if you did it one time. But you did it again and again and again. You hit me 3 different times. And Shaeeda's like, well, that's what I'm used to. That's how I play with my brother-in-laws. I don't think it was abusive. Do you actually think it was violent? And Bilal's like, you hit me pretty hard.
Oh my gosh, he needs to get over himself.
Yeah. And so to me, it comes down to intent, as it usually does for me. Shaeeda's intent was to be playful. Mm-hmm. Right? Again, shouldn't be playing like that in a car, I don't think.
Yes.
But her intent was playful. Bilal made a booger joke. She tried to snap back or slap back, right, and be playful. And that's the difference. The intent of Bilal's joke or prank was cruel. It was a test. It was kind of to embarrass her a little bit on TV. So to me, it's all about intent. Shaeeda's intent was good. It was playful. Bilal's, when it comes to jokes, are not.
I'm curious why his ex divorced him. Was it because he was like this, trying to be very controlling? Who knows? I don't want to speculate because we don't know. But where I kind of felt bad, not bad, I was kind of upset. Where Shaeeda was like, you know what? I'm very, very sorry. I won't do it again. Do what again?
Right.
Like I could say, you could say, if she said, I'm sorry, I won't be doing this while you're driving, but I was just being playful. I'm not going to apologize for that.
Right. You're kind of admitting that you were wrong.
Yeah,
If you're
apologize
saying, "All right,
for
I
the
won't-
driving
won't do
part.
it."
I can
Yeah.
understand that it's dangerous for both of you guys.
Yeah.
But don't say, I'm very, very sorry and it won't happen again. Oh my God.
Right.
That's exactly what he wants to hear. And he goes like, well, I accept her apology, but I mean, it's still, I can't really get over this.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, we're not ready to walk down the aisle. No, you're not. I'll agree with that.
She should pack her
guys
bags and
are
go
not.
back.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. All right. What a classic Bilal.
But it was a
and
great
Shaeeda.
show. It was a
Yeah.
great show.
Next, we have Jibri and Miona.
And some editing mistakes.
Okay, 72 days to wed, and pay attention to that number. That is the first super we see on the screen, 72 days to wed. And things are not as comfortable as Miona would like in the
Because
house.
they live with the parents, and
Yeah.
parents have their rules.
Parents have rules.
So Jibri's doing his music somewhere, and so Miona's probably gonna be bored the whole day because it is one of the Dakotas. Which Dakota is it?
South.
the
But
South
it's Rapid
Dakota.
City. It looked cool when they drove through. Get up, go out, explore,
Yeah,
do
I'm
something.
sure there is a mall somewhere. Come on.
My question is, where is he doing his music? Because his whole thing was, we need to be in LA. I got to do music in LA. What's he doing?
I don't know, but at least he's doing something.
He's doing something, and it leaves Miona some time to bond with Mother Mahala.
Yes.
Because Mahala walks into the bedroom where Miona is, and Mahala wants to talk. She asks, makes small talk. How are things? How are you adjusting to Rapid City? And Miona says, well, it's a little bit of a struggle, missing my family. And Mahala's like, all right, well, you've been here for a little while. How about I show you how to do the laundry?
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the laundry room in the basement.
Yes.
And Mahala is showing her how to do it. And basically, Miona says, wait a minute, you don't set a temperature on it.
Do you?
And I was thinking that, I don't remember.
So,
But yeah, we do. Oh my gosh, we do.
Really?
We do. Yes, because my mom was always like, don't wash anything on more, like don't wash whites on more than 40 degrees Celsius, or don't wash this on more than like 50 degrees.
Is it like digital? You like almost like a thermostat, or is it a dial?
I'm
or?
sure nowadays is. Before we just had buttons, you put like 40, 30, 20.
So precise. Yeah, I mean, so
That's very European, and it's so true. That's how we do it in Europe.
here we just have hot, warm,
Yeah.
cold, right? And that's what Mahala has. Speaking of temperature, I think the basement was set to extra cold,
Really?
if you know what I'm talking about. Miona was blasting her nips.
I mean, I do have those shirts too, and if you don't put nippies on,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
I'm just saying. We know what the temperature in the basement was. So they start emptying Miona's clothes into the washing machine. And Mahala's like, what is this, a towel? What is this,
Like,
dental
is
floss?
that for
What
your
is-
hair?
What is it? Well, yeah, it's a scrunchie. What is this? And Miona's like, it's a top. This is one of my tops.
It's a belly shirt. Come on,
And
Mahala.
Mahala's like, oh, okay. And Mahala's like, you can put it in. Like she was so hesitant. Like she thought maybe if her clothes got mixed in with Miona's clothes, Mahala's clothes would come out all skimpy too and like shrink, like when you put in whites with colored
Or
clothing.
she's just afraid it's gonna shrink even more, and then
Right.
what is she gonna do with it?
Right. So this leads to the conversation about Miona's social media presence and how Miona chooses to dress on her social media. And Mahala's like, I wasn't sure how you'd adapt to South Dakota because here we don't wear shirts that little.
So here's why I have a problem with it. And I totally understand what Miona was saying, I don't want to change. This is who I am.
Yeah.
But Jibri is her son. Jibri is the most wild and colorful person that's just being himself, right?
Yeah.
Mahala is the last person who should have problem with someone being a little bold, because her son is the definition of bold in South Dakota.
Yeah. I don't know that it's about boldness. Miona's setting a thirst trap for Brian. And Mahala comes out and basically says, Like, I don't necessarily want you to wear clothing like this around the house, around Brian.
Well, and so this is, I don't know whose side to take, but let's say if I loved wearing belly shirts, I wish I could, but my belly is not there yet. But if I did,
Yeah.
I don't think I would personally want to wear a belly shirt around your dad.
No.
Right? I would wear a regular shirt, and if we go out, I would wear a belly shirt.
I mean, you wear some short shorts.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Okay.
But I'm not showing half of my butt. I mean, kind of.
No, you're showing more than half. I don't.
How much do you love walking behind me?
Yeah, I walk behind you to block anyone else from seeing.
It's hot in Florida.
It's very hot, and it's even hotter when you're wearing those shorts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you. I'm kind of torn. It is mom's house. She should make the rules. And yeah, why do you want to dress like you're going to the club? And that's the other thing. Miona needs to learn how to dress for the occasion a little bit, because she's always wearing sunglasses on her head when she's indoors.
Which I'm with her, because I do wear my sunglasses as a headband.
But
So I
you're
kind
at
of
home.
understand that.
Well, you're at home. Just wear a ponytail or whatever, right?
It's true. Or an actual headband.
Or an actual headband.
But yeah, I do the same thing. I wear my sunglasses as a headband.
And maybe this is not a fair argument or discussion, because Jibri and Miona are definitely performers. And there's a camera in the house, so they're going to dress.
It's her vibe. She has those sunglasses in every photo or every shoot.
Right. My point is there's a camera. So I know we're at Mahala's house and it's 8 a.m. and we're having coffee. Still a camera crew. So I'm going to want to dress how I want to be portrayed on TV. So I'm torn. Call in, guys. Let us know your thoughts. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
I think all Mahala is asking is, and whatever
Not
she
to
was
turn Brian on. I get it.
but whatever she was wearing while doing the laundry, like pants and the tank top, was fine. There was nothing wrong with it.
No.
But I think she's asking her not to wear these belly shirts around the house. It seemed like it.
I guess the belly is not offensive to me.
It's not.
It's if you were wearing a bra and panties, I'd be like, you might want to cover up a little bit. But then again, it's a bikini. Could she, if they were hanging out in the backyard running through the sprinkler, could she not come inside wearing a bikini? The whole thing is weird.
I know.
But again, mom's house, mom's rules. You guys can't afford to move out yet. So until you can, you got to play by her rules.
But since she arrived and been in all these shots that we've seen, I've never seen her wearing anything offensive to Mahala.
No, it's just the amount of skin.
Not even that, like a little belly here and there, but it's not like her boobs are out or that she only puts stickers on her nipples and walks around.
They're kind of out. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. Let's move on. And remember, it was 72 days to wed at the top of the segment.
Now it's 79.
Now it's 79 days
but
to wed.
they're gonna discuss what happened 72 days ago.
And this is what kills me, and I don't know who dropped the ball here. I mean, we had a huge edit fail last season.
My gosh.
Right? Where they played an entire segment and then deleted it.
Yeah, with Alina and Caleb. Yeah.
So they're not the best editors over here. But all you had to do was change the numbers on the screen. It's
I think that's
hard.
the mistake. That's the mistake, the numbers on the screen, because this is the conversation they're having about what happened. So
right. So it's probably 79
before.
and then 72,
yes,
but they put 72 and then 79.
It could not happen prior because it follows up on what happened. So I think it wasn't as much of an editing issue as the graphics issue. Yeah.
So 79 days to it or whatever. Jibri is sitting outside at home. Mother Mahala comes out. Jibri is looking all stressed, and he tells mom, "I'm pissed." He says, "I didn't expect things to go the way they're going."
I'm loving the pink hair.
He's got a vibe.
I'm loving it.
He's got a vibe.
One of our favorite artists, the 21 Pilots, right? Tyler has pink hair now too. Here and there he dyes it. And I love it.
All right.
Why don't you do it?
Should I do it? Okay. He tells his mom, Miona's pissed because Mahala was commenting on Miona's clothing, right? We all saw it. We all saw it. And Mahala's like, "Oh, I think there was a miscommunication. I didn't go through her laundry." She's kind of playing a little dumb.
Well, she didn't go through her laundry.
She didn't go through her laundry, but she was definitely commenting.
And if you remember, like, Miona grabbed it or like gave it to her, and mom was like, "What is this?" Right?
Right.
So it's not like mom was sorting
Is this
through
a
the
toddler
laundry.
sock? What is this?
And then Miona kind of like whipped the shirt out and said, "You don't like this?" So there was this whole little thing going on.
The thing is, Mahala goes, when I talked to Miona about this, she didn't seem upset. It's like,
She was a little upset.
But
She was, but
right.
respectably upset.
And that's the thing. She was being respectful in that moment. What would you rather her do? Freak out? Like, no, I'm going to wear this. It's like, no, she was being respectable.
And she dropped the F-bomb. She goes like, I don't fucking get it what other people think about me. This is what I want to wear. Because there was one thing Mahala said, to go back real quick. She said, you seem like an intelligent girl. And this whole outfit might take away from it. And I think that's so wrong to say it.
Yeah. Oh,
you can wear whatever you want.
That's very true. The size of your clothes does not correlate to the size of your
brain.
The size of your brain or your IQ. Yeah, 100%. So Mahal goes into full therapist mode and is like, so Jibri, what are you really upset about? It's not about the laundry.
And he opens up.
It's never about the laundry.
He opens up.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, Mom, you got me again. How did you get me to open up like this? But he says Miona's expecting a lot and she's not willing to compromise. So I'm trying to figure out what really happened. Or is she trying to start shit so that we get out of here? Right? Is she trying to, you called me a hooker. Is it right? Is it hooker gate?
Hooker.
Is it hooker gate all over again? And Mahal's like, has she always put this much pressure on you?
Oh,
Jibri?
Mahala.
And that's when Jibri's like, stop being a therapist. Like he picks up on it. And Mahal goes, I'm asking questions about caring for you, loving you, and having a partner that's good for you. And Mahal's like, love can keep us from seeing things that will later have us be like, oh, how did we get into this? You might be blinded by the love, is Mahala's concern. And she basically says, when you get hurt, it hurts those who care for you.
True.
So that's why I care. That's why I'm concerned. Yeah.
I think who's at fault here is Jibri, because I think he made it sound worse. We kind of saw a throwback to a car ride with him and Miona wearing the same outfit. And Miona was telling him, but she wasn't like freaking out over it. She said, well, I had this thing with your mom. Like she has problem with my clothes, right? She was like, oh my gosh, like your mom is the worst, right?
Yeah.
So I think Jibri just kind of made it sound worse. And now Mahala is questioning if Miona is fake.
Yeah. And again, I brought up Hooker Gate. I would have loved to see Natalie confront Trish about the comment. It didn't really happen. She
wish it did.
She kept going to Mike and saying, your mom called me a hooker. Hooker. But why wasn't Miona sitting there with Jibri during this conversation? You're going to go send out Jibri to go do the dirty work. No, Miona, you be there and let's handle this like adults.
That's very true. And he made sure that she doesn't hear it because he asked mom to close both doors.
It's going to get loud. Yeah, she should be there and have a conversation because now, like you said, Mahala is wondering, oh, is she being fake? Is this the real Miona? And you're playing a game of telephone with this argument. Just all sit down like adults and have a conversation. It'd be settled so much easier.
It would have.
So in the end, Mahala tells the camera, I don't know if I can support Jibri marrying Miona. I'm not even sure if I can at the end of this 90 days because I don't feel like I know Miona. And I don't even know if Jibri knows the real Miona. So we'll see. Jibri says, let me make my own mistakes. And if you think this is a mistake, let me make it. I'll find out on my own.
Yes.
All right. That is Jibri and Miona. I think we need to take a little break, Teresa.
I think we do.
Should we take a quick break?
I think we do.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa.
Classic.
You ready to go to the dirty jurors?
Let's go to the dirty jurors and the fabulous New York City.
Yes, it's a 2-for-1 on this episode. A little Jersey.
Yes.
A little New York City.
And let's talk about Ari and Baby.
So it's Benny's first morning in the States, and Ari brings him some coffee American style.
I don't understand why didn't she make him Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? Those two giants.
Okay.
What was that coffee on that stand?
You wonder that. I wonder, because baby obviously doesn't like the coffee, right? He thinks it's water. Compared to Ethiopian coffee, it's like water, right?
My mom thinks the American coffee is water. My mom is a coffee snob.
Sure. So here's my question. It's a fail. We know it's a fail. We get it. We later saw downtown Princeton. Cool little quaint downtown that probably has at least 5 amazing coffee shops.
Oh, yeah.
Get up, stroll down to downtown, and hit a local coffee shop and get a nice cup of coffee for this guy.
Absolutely.
Right? The whole Keurig fail. And we're fans of the Keurig for ease. I know it's not probably the most environmentally sound option, but...
Listen, I love our Keurig, but we have a Dunkin' and Starbucks.
Yeah, not bragging.
Not bragging, but I'm the Dunkin' person. John is the posh Starbucks person.
Because it's a little, to me, the Dunkin's a little watery. The Starbucks,
okay.
I get a dark roast. And
Yeah, but absolutely. I used to live in New Jersey, not in Princeton, but the place I live in had this lovely coffee place that was an old train station. One of the best coffees I've ever had.
yeah, towns like that, they have those northeast
so,
towns.
so good.
Any
So
town
good.
has a good coffee shop these days. Get out of bed, hit the coffee shop, and have your discussion there, because they start talking about finances in the apartment. And eventually Fred and Janice are going to stop subsidizing this place. And Benny's like, well, if you think it's expensive, maybe we get a 1-bedroom. Right? And Ari's like, well, we signed a lease for a year.
Yep.
So Benny goes, well, we have our family. That's all that matters, which is a sweet thing to say.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's thinking, oh, if shit goes down, they're going to pay. And you should not think that way.
What do you mean? Oh, if shit goes down.
Like they cannot afford it, then Janice and
Right.
Fred will pay.
Right. And we learn Ari has been in charge of the finances. Whenever Benny would make money, he'd give it to Ari to handle. And she used to enjoy that. She would appreciate that fact that she was in control. But now that there's no money, it's a little more stressful to be in that position.
And I get it, but so they kind of talk about what's the plan. And at least Baby has ideas. He wants to be a fighter. He has a
dreams.
talent.
His
Yes,
dreams.
he said he can be a fitness instructor maybe with some trainings. He
Yeah.
could dance. Like there are things for him to do. I believe that he can do something. And we know he does some MMA fighting eventually, but at least you didn't bring him to the States and he's like, I'm just going to sit here and watch TV.
Can I Shark Tank an idea
Sure.
for Benny? 'Cause speaking of coffee shops, Princeton.
Oh,
Let's get this guy to open a coffee shop, an authentic
Ethiopian.
Ethiopian
Ah.
coffee shop, right? And maybe he doesn't want to do that, and that's fine. But sometimes you just got to do something because it's going to be successful and it's going to make you money. We went to that town in Georgia, Helen?
yes.
Is that German? Or it's
German.
It's a German town. And there was the restaurant, the German Czech restaurant, right? And
It was just Czech, but
it was owned by
Czech people.
Czech people, and then everyone goes there because it's the authentic Czech cuisine. It's not just some American guy whipping up schnitzel.
Yeah,
And everyone goes there. So if you had an Ethiopian coffee place ran by someone from Ethiopia,
for sure.
people, hell yeah, this is the place to go.
Absolutely.
Shark Tank
It's a
idea.
great idea.
Thank you.
They better be listening to our podcast. And if you are, guys, leave us a 5-star review.
Because you know Fred and Shanice would kickstart that business.
Absolutely.
They would get them a little storefront.
Yeah.
Maybe Benny's got some connections back home.
And
Could
maybe
source
some,
the beans.
At a little bakery with some special
Now
treats.
we're talking. Now we're visiting. Now we're there. We're having a good time.
I've never been to Princeton, but I've heard it's nice. It's one of those nice, fancy New Jersey style towns.
Northeastern.
Like the ones I
towns.
lived in was very, very similar.
Yeah, a little Main Street. Perfect place for a coffee shop.
Yes.
Okay. My other thought or question, what is Ari doing for work?
I don't know, like living off of her parents.
It's the same question I have with Emily and Kobe. I get it. It's mom. She raises the baby. But maybe not if dad can't work and dad's only option is to raise the baby. Maybe he looks after. Maybe Benny looks after Avi, and Ari goes out and gets a paying job.
Didn't she say she did some writing or something?
Freelance journalist
helping
or whatever.
Fred, but I guess Fred and Janice filed for a bankruptcy, so I don't know what's going on there.
No.
But
Ari is capable of going, and maybe she is. Maybe they just haven't talked about it, or maybe they have and I missed it. But let Benny stay home with Avi.
Yes.
And Ari, you go get a paycheck.
Not to jump ahead, but wasn't one of your bytaways something about Ari starting a travel agency?
Oh, yeah.
So I guess she is doing something now.
Yeah. Very
Which
recently.
is good because they have a child.
Yeah. And Princeton's
not not cheap.
Not cheap.
In general, like there are a lot of fancy New England, and Jersey is not New England,
Jersey's
but
not New England.
Jersey has a lot of fancy little towns. Connecticut has a lot of fancy little towns. Massachusetts, upstate New York, right?
Yeah.
Not all towns are like that, but I think Jersey has high taxes too, so
Yeah.
not as high as New York.
And that's kind of why I feel bad, because Fred and Janice sort of set them up for failure, or at least set themselves up to have to pay for them, because you chose a fancy, expensive town, a 2-bedroom in that fancy, expensive town, and now you're saying you got to go pay for it? That's not cool.
If you live in one of those Jersey shore towns, but a little farther from the ocean, I'm sure it would be way cheaper than Princeton.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not on the ocean, guys. Like, go a couple miles inland.
Couple towns.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
No, plus Princeton has Princeton University there.
Exactly.
Definitely. It's a fancy, fancy little town.
So speaking of Princeton, they hit the town. They jump in Janice's car. They're cruising around. It, like we said, looks like a cute town. Benny's liking it. Ari likes to brag about it. She's like,
It's like only rich people live
it's
here.
a town for rich people. Benny. It's like, well, then, yeah, either move or get a job, because you guys aren't rich and it's not going to last long.
And Baby says something that I totally understand, or like, I totally feel the same. He says that Princeton feels very peaceful. And it's so true. A lot of these tiny little beautiful towns, not just in New Jersey, but in Mass, in Rhode Island, upstate New York, they feel very, very peaceful.
Sure.
Like every time we go to Connecticut to see your fam, like I do feel
It's
certain
a lot
peace.
of greenery,
Yes.
trees, right? Yards. It's peaceful. Coming from New York City.
Yeah.
Or any city. Yeah, just having space and somewhere to breathe. You hear birds chirping. It's peaceful. It's peaceful. It's a nice change of pace.
Every single time we went to Connecticut, I used to hit the CVS and bought all the stuff because it was half the price than in New York City.
Yeah.
Always like coming home with all these deodorants and shit because it was so much cheaper.
I don't think that's the case in Princeton.
I guess not.
Maybe. New day. Janice is going to watch Avi so Ari can take Benny to the Big Apple.
Do it the right way. Get on the train. Get out in Penn Station.
I didn't realize how far Princeton was.
It is far. It's all the way down.
It's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's all the way down.
Yeah. I feel bad you say do it the right way. Introducing Benny to New York City during the pandemic is not the right way
No, but
to experience New York City, because we've heard a lot has changed. It's gotten pretty bad.
but still, it's
But
New York
still
City.
New York City, right? Benny's loving it. Here's my question. We kind of touched on it last episode because we saw the preview. Benny dancing on the subway, which we do not support.
No.
We do not support. Although if there's
No.
any time to do it, it's during COVID, because apparently the trains are just a ghost town
No.
or filled with criminals.
No.
But how did he know to do that?
I almost feel like he saw some videos because it's all over the internet. All the dancers on the subway.
Because I don't think I ever saw it. But again, I moved there 10 years
It's for
ago or
the
whatever.
like you can see you can spot the tourists on the subway. They look around, they look at all these guys, right? New Yorkers look on their phones or on their tablets, reading with
they know
headphones
not to make
in.
eye contact with
I
strangers.
used to have headphones in even if I didn't listen to anything
Absolutely.
because I
You don't want
didn't
someone
want
to talk to you.
Yeah, if my phone died or something, I'm like, fuck, I'm still gonna put my headphones in.
Yeah.
So you can spot the tourists, and tourists love that shit.
But that's not my question. My question is, he got on a subway and the first thing he did was jump up on the poles.
I'm sure he saw it on like
Yeah.
TV or something.
I was like, because that's not a natural reaction when you get onto a subway. But he is a dancer. He may follow.
Yeah, or he sees a pole and he just wants to spin around it. I don't know.
Yeah. So It was cool to see him in the city and absorbing everything, taking it all in. He saw a water fountain in the park for the first time.
It was in a battery park all the way down in FIANCÉ, in Financial District.
But that was cool.
And I used to work there.
Well, speaking of work there, they go to Broadstone for drinks.
I used to go to Broadstone for drinks all the time. I've been there a lot of times.
Yeah, you worked right around the corner.
Yes.
And they go for...
That was Guinness, what they were drinking,
They
right?
go for Guinness, which is the last beer I'd want to drink in New York City on a hot summer day. You see Benny there in like his little tank top. It's clearly summer. And they're just sucking down a Guinness. I'll drink.
Why Guinness? Like, do they have... Is it something he wanted to try? Or?
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because, give me a Corona with a lime.
Yeah,
a
something
Modelo,
refreshing.
Something where you're drinking a Guinness in the middle of the summer in New York City. And if you guys haven't been to New York City in the summer,
it's sticky.
You can't describe how hot it is because it is so much concrete. The sun beats down. There's no breeze. It is miserable. And he's sitting there drinking a Guinness.
Do you think Ari was drinking a beer? Because I almost
There's
like
two Guinness.
I feel like she had a Coke.
There's 2 Guinness.
You think it was 2 Guinness?
Yeah. She can drink.
Okay.
I think they were both having Guinness. So Ari's like, what do you think about New York City? Do you like it? Benny loves it. He wants to move there. And Ari not excited to hear this.
Well, and I kind of understand because she said, my parents just rented us an apartment in Princeton. We just got here. We don't have money. We don't have any work lined up. I don't even know what we're going to do to pay for the New Jersey apartment.
Right.
And you want to move?
And this is when I looked up to see how far it was because I thought, well, you have the best of both worlds here.
No. It's too far.
Because I was thinking it was the PATH train or you
No.
hop on and you could be there within 30 minutes. Say, no, it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I was
it wasn't
thinking,
the PATH. It was
I was thinking
the
work
regular.
in New York, live.
It was the New Jersey Transit.
Shout out to the New Jersey Transit. But yeah, so he's like, it was just an idea. I don't think we're going to move here. I was just saying I love the city. And he would fit in so well in that city. So
And eventually they can if they figure their shit out. And but
he's an artist, a performer. So I think he's drawn to that vibe, that
I
lifestyle.
think New York City with a baby is tough. I'm not saying it's not possible. So many people have kids.
So many people have kids.
Personally, because I've lived there as a single person and then as someone who's dating you, right? Like we blew all our money on rent, on food, on entertainment, right?
Yes.
We lived, at least I did. I lived paycheck to paycheck. I had fun. It was great. But imagine to bring kids into this, bring kids on the subway and stuff. I don't think I would personally want to do that. But hey, everyone is different.
To each their own.
Yeah.
Ari's stressing out because we kind of knew this, but she hammers it home. She's never lived in America as an adult. She's always been traveling, always living abroad.
You know what's funny? When she said it, she said, I've never rented an apartment in America. I've never paid a utility bill.
Yeah.
I've never done this in Czech.
Right.
I don't even know where to start.
Right.
I left Czech when I was 20. And if I move, like, I know how to do everything in the US, I think, because I'm very interested in how to do things and I've been doing them, right? I have no idea if I wanted to rent an apartment in Czech, if we ever moved back, I don't even know where to start.
So that's really interesting. That's a really interesting analog because you could put yourself in Ari's shoes and go, yeah, if I went back to where I grew up, if you went back to where you grew up, you wouldn't know how to get an apartment, set up utilities.
No.
How do we pay bills here?
I mean, again,
because you think you take it for granted. Oh, it's so easy. What are you talking about? Yeah, we've been doing it since we were adults.
And like in the US, you need to prove that you have a decent credit score and you have to put certain money down and you have to sign all the paperwork to make sure, let's say you don't mold the apartment, you don't do this, you don't do that, right? I don't even know if that's the thing in Czech. Do you put money down in Czech? I genuinely don't know.
Do you need renter's insurance?
Yes.
Do you need,
I would hope so, but
do you have a choice
of
utilities? Like
yes, I do not know.
Places you can
Or are
use?
utilities part of it?
Right.
Probably not, but I have no idea.
And so that's what Ari's going through. I don't feel that bad because she's got mom and dad 2 minutes away that, hey, mom, what do I do with this? So I found it fascinating and then even more fascinating to hear your perspective because it would be the same thing if you went back home. But she's got Fred and Janice. She's fine. Mm-hmm. They're fine. Okay. That's Ari and Benny, right?
Ari and baby.
All right. Next up, Patrick, Thais, and Brother John.
Okay, so before we start, do you think that John is constantly drunk, or it's his personal? That's how he is.
I think he's constantly drunk.
Constantly drunk.
Yeah, I'd say he's from Boston. He's from Boston.
What does that mean?
Breakfast beers.
I mean,
with
I'm
the boys.
down for a breakfast beer, but
Breakfast beers with the boys. I think he's constantly drunk. I think maybe he's uncomfortable because Thais is in the house and now he's on camera. He's not a guy who seems like he'd ever want to find himself on TV, and now he is. And so alcohol is a way to cope. But yes, I don't think that's his. I don't think he would be successful in business if that was his personality.
That's probably true.
I think he's drunk. So Patrick and Thais, they're on their way home from the airport. Thais, very impressed. Bit of a culture shock, right? Different from that one town road she's from. But they get to the house. She loves the house, of course.
She loves the house, loves the Tesla, loves the road leading up to the house.
She just doesn't love who else is living in the house.
And here is another perspective, right? A lot of people in their, let's say, late 20s, early 30s live with roommates.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It's not unusual if you have roomies, right?
I don't know, 30s. Again, you're talking New York. You're talking. Take yourself out of it. Right? I lived in Connecticut until I was 29.
29.
I didn't have roommates after 24.
Really?
25.
You too fancy.
Yeah.
You too fancy.
So I think, of course, in New York, you can have a roommate when you're 60. One of your friends lives with like a old man or did live with like an old man in Queens, right? So you can't compare it to New York. I think at 31, most people live alone. I would guess. I don't know. I could be wrong.
But he has this is why it's not that crazy. He has a big house. He's there alone. Okay, so he has his brother living with him. I don't find it that crazy or disturbing or anything.
No. I'm interested more so, when did John come out? Because it seems like John just got off the tee yesterday with that accent. Patrick doesn't have it. So when they divorced, when Patrick got a divorce, did he say, "Hey, come live with me"?
Or I think that's what happened. I think he's been there for maybe a few years.
Okay.
But I think that was the case, at least from what I understood.
Yeah.
But okay, there's one thing that really bothers me about Thais and then like John and Patrick. And especially Thais, she does about everything.
Oh, really?
Oh my God! Mini golf!
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
But they all start doing it. I'm like,
really?
Stop doing that.
Now it's going to drive me nuts.
I love it.
Oh, it's going to drive me nuts. I didn't notice it before. Now it's all I'm going to hear. Well, I'm guessing she did it about the dog, about Theodore the dog.
Everything.
Yeah, she loves Theodore.
The dog looks like a little potato.
Now you're into Theo.
Well, I hope he gets a little bigger.
Theo and Thais. That's really tough for you, huh?
Theo and Thais.
Yeah.
Please.
You're getting there.
It's a cake. I hope the dog gets a little bigger because I would be afraid I'll like step on it.
Know.
But it's a cute little potato.
Cute little dog. So Patrick's like, "John, gonna hop in the shower. So you probably want to put the TV on. The louder, the better." Basically, they walk into the bedroom and just start going at it.
Yeah.
No surprise there. So the next day, we get a recap of that sex.
Best sex of Patrick's life.
Best sex of Patrick's life was the first time they had sex in the States. It was incredible, according to Thais. And Thais is the opposite of Miona. Let's say that, because she knows there's another man in the house, so she wants to put on more clothes.
I mean, she's just saying, I cannot walk around in my underwear, which, yes. So she puts on shorts and a shirt.
Yes. And she goes into the kitchen and sees John crushing a Boston Lager. A Sammy Adams, a Boston Lager. He's chugging beers, playing video games, and my only question is it the weekend? I hope it's the weekend, because if this is like a Wednesday morning, we have issues.
I think it's the weekend because they're going to go play mini golf.
During the day, they went at night.
Oh.
right? They're like after work.
Imagine a drunk person installing your alarm system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, can we get like a day? Tell us what day this is, because it could be very concerning if it's the weekday. So she's not thrilled to see John crushing the beers, but he's like, I live here too. So
Yeah, he's being a little. She's annoyed about John, but he's annoyed about this whole situation too.
Well, I get it. He's got his routine. If you want to talk about routines, we didn't have Emily and Kobe this episode, but everyone's like, well, that's her routine. She's been sleeping with Kobe and breastfeeding at the dinner table for 17 months. That's her routine. This is John's routine. So now we're going to have Thais come in and say, sorry, John, I know this was your routine for the past year or two, but you got to change.
True.
I don't know. Routine's a routine. So if he's used to it, let him do it. He goes, if I have a beer at 11 or 12 in the afternoon, what does it matter to her?
That's true too.
What does it matter to her? Right?
It doesn't at all. I would probably be like,
shouldn't.
hey, crack me one too.
Crack man, we know. Hence the opening of this episode.
Please.
So cut back to John in the kitchen, and he's like a drunk Emerald. Do you know Emerald the chef?
No.
It's like, kick it up a notch. Bam.
Okay, let me ask you one thing. I know I've seen it on the menu at a restaurant. I always question it.
Steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs. Who eats steak for breakfast? I'm serious.
Not me, but
I feel
people
that's so heavy to start your day with. And don't get me wrong, I love a good steak.
Yeah.
For breakfast, same way I'm judging waffles and chicken for breakfast.
Chicken and waffle. Oh,
Yeah.
for breakfast? Have I had it? We've had it.
Not for breakfast. Not for breakfast.
At the stupid waffle
We
company
didn't
in
have
Atlanta or
chicken on
whatever it was.
We didn't have chicken on it. We just
thought
had
I did.
we just had a stupid waffle.
Stupid waffle is a good thing. We started calling everything.
The stupidest waffle because it was so good.
This
But
waffle's
didn't
so
have chicken
stupid.
on it. For me, there's a fine line between
This is the guy who's
that-
drinking beer at 7:30 in the morning,
I know.
Teresa. So a steak
unless
is natural.
it's a brunch, I guess.
Yeah, it's brunch. Steak and eggs.
still.
Anyways, he's trying to flip his steak, and it hits the floor. And he doesn't
5,
care.
4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think he.
It's not a
picked it up
5.
that
It's not a
fast.
5-second rule. It's a 5 beer rule. He's so drunk he doesn't care. He's like, meh. That's how we do it in Boston. A little extra seasoning. We call that a little extra floor seasoning right there.
I think I would be fine with it because you sear it. You like get the bacteria off.
Oh,
As long as the floors are clean. If I drop the steak because I clean all the time, I would be perfectly fine.
yeah. I guess
I don't know how clean their floors are.
Throw it back in the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But I would do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
either way, things are tense between John and Thais. This is not getting off on a great start.
No, because he's like, if it's good for me, it's good for you. Hungry kids, you should know better. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
because
wait,
she's
what?
from Brazil, that she should eat your floor steak?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
A little cringy.
Yeah.
So then it's nighttime, and things have been tense all day since that steak debacle. And they want to settle things down a little bit, so they're going to go out and play mini golf. All 3 of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know about this, and you can share your thoughts, but we have our first date night in the States. Mm-hmm. Thais' whole issue is John being there 24/7. And so you're going to invite John out to date night, your first date night?
I guess.
I get you want to squash things and make
Yeah.
things better, but it's like you're setting the tone that we're the 3 amigos now. Everything we do is just the 3 of us at all times. I think go have a date night alone the first night.
I think you're right. I think they should have, yeah. But I think Patrick is trying so hard to get the 2 of them be friends.
I know, but what I think would go a long way is Thais having alone time, not feeling like she's constantly in the presence of John.
True.
I think a little separation to prove to her, look, it's not all John all the time. It can be the 2 of us, and then it can be the 3 of us. But so far, it's just been the 3 of them. So I think
Yeah.
that was a mistake.
But I think this was actually good because they all are playing. They're having fun. Thais is killing it.
And John's like Happy Gilmore.
What do you mean?
It's just like he's just so aggressive. He's like, get in the hole. Are you too good for your hole?
Well, yeah, because he sucks.
John.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to mini golf. I mean, I don't either, but
Well, he goes, he's telling the camera, he's like, me, Thais, and Pat. It's a good dream, right? Like he wants a throuple or something. He's into the idea of
Well,
the 3 of them.
okay, this is what it is. they want a family. And now they're a family, the two of them. Now there is Thais, they still want to keep the family because as they get into it and get very emotional talking about how they did not come from this big loving family, and now it's the two of them that have this relationship and they do have this little tiny family. So they want Thais to be part of the family. They don't want her to be her and Patrick and then John alone.
Right.
So
Right.
I think it all comes down to the family. Like, John does not want to be left out.
I think you're right because he was so emotional. He was
So emotional.
bawling, crying.
But so was Patrick too. And that's why I was like, these guys went through some crazy shit in their lives.
Yeah.
And now they have each other and it's great. They live together. And there is Thais.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they don't want Thais to be the reason that those two will split up.
John needs to find a girl of his own.
I was just going to say that. He
Uh,
needs a girl who's
yeah.
going to live with them too, maybe for a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they all going to be friends.
Yeah. And if she's Brazilian, all the better.
Even better.
And we've seen a taste of that a little bit with Mike and Natalie because wasn't Mike's friend dating
Yeah.
a Ukrainian, right? Like, so it could be similar. But yeah, it got so emotional and maybe because they were heavily intoxicated.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I think it's John. He's always drunk. When John talks, he sounds like he's giving a post-fight interview after like a boxing match. Whenever I'm like, what is he even saying?
Yeah, he always seems wasted.
Yeah, yeah. So that's really it for them, right? There's the tension, and John wants to hear from Thais, straight from Thais, if she has issues. But Patrick's like, well, she doesn't speak English, so that'd be a little
She
hard.
speaks a little English. I
speaks
think
enough.
Patrick doesn't give her enough credit.
Yeah, yeah. So they're crying, but at least they sat down and had this conversation, brother to brother, on day one, and didn't let it fester because they could have kept sweeping it under the rug
Absolutely.
with that steak and eggs under there,
Absolutely.
and then just it would have boiled over eventually. But they're having the conversation; it's good. I just hope Patrick and Thais can have some alone time.
And they will.
Yeah.
But I also want to see the three of them because I think that's where the drama is going to come from.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of alone time, you will get it done.
Why did you get it done?
Who is this man in my bed?
Even Muhammad, guys, if you didn't already know.
Muhammad's been in the States for a few days. He wasn't able to put his bidet together, and this will teach him. Next time, I better learn how to put this bidet together.
So he was watching Thatin dancing around the room. That seems like fun, right? And Eve had a professional plumber come in and install the bidet, which
Max.
I would honestly, if we do get a bidet, which I do, I want someone who knows how to install it to come because I don't want that thing to spiral out of control and spray the whole bathroom.
Fair enough, and I know you will because you do every day. Let's clean the toilet ourselves first before the plumber comes because Max is over there like scrubbing the toilet, cleaning it before he installs the bidet. I'm like,
ew.
You should have cleaned the toilet first. Yeah.
Yeah, guys,
help
clean
Max
your
out.
toilet. I clean our toilets like several times a week.
Yeah. So Max is in there. Eve's in there. Muhammad walks up. What's going on in here? And he was like, he's installing your bidet. Aren't you
like,
happy?
Babe, you can be here alone.
Man and woman, you should have told me.
Oh my gosh.
And Eve asks if she's allowed to be in the house even. Like, okay, there's another man in the house.
Like, you are in the house, Muhammad.
Can I be here? Where should I be? And Muhammad says, well, you should be outside.
You should be outside when he is installing my bidet.
So Eve tries to make a COVID joke. Did you pick up on that?
No.
She's like, are we social distancing? And
yes.
like, too soon, Eve. Too soon.
Also, yeah, too soon. Too soon.
And so now this is really all it took for Eve to be like, this is concerning.
Well, yeah, and she was like joking. She's like, well, should I make a list of all the rules you want me to do? And Muhammad is like, Go ahead and make the
Yeah.
I think he meant it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he totally was like, yeah, whatever works for you. Whatever it takes for you to keep all these rules straight. Go
and
for
if
it.
it's like, he needs to learn how to compromise. He's like, I get it. He's a Muslim, but he needs to adjust to the American living, which is very true. There are Muslims living in America. You just need to adjust a little bit to understand that you're not in Egypt anymore, right? There is a different culture. Your wife-to-be is not a Muslim. She wants to respect you and make you feel comfortable, but you do need to meet her at a certain level.
That's the key, is meeting her. Because if she wants to live according to the Muslim culture, then that's fine. Then you can be in America, and it doesn't matter where you are. You can practice what you want.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to. So that's the compromise that needs to be made.
And again, I feel like if she doesn't show her boobs and stuff, yes. But on the other hand, he should let her go out with her friends and have a drink here and there. Like, there needs to be a compromise. Exactly.
It's compromise.
Yeah.
And it seems like there hasn't been much discussion. It seems like
got there, yeah.
It seems like Muhammad should make a list. Here's what I expect of you. Let's sit down and let's talk about it. And we could cross some off maybe, or we could circle some, and we can decide what we're going to do, because this is going to happen each step of the way.
Absolutely.
She's going to do something, and he's going to say, no, you don't.
You cannot do that.
Right. So just sit down and let's figure it out. Okay, what are you expecting of me? Here's what I'm expecting of you.
He's like, my mom does not show her belly.
Yeah.
Because again, he came here to find a mom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it, really. But
yeah,
it sets up a whole lot more, because Eve realizes, I need to learn more about Muhammad. I clearly don't know enough. And she says, if he's not willing to be a little more open-minded, it's not going to work out.
Because again, they've only met when she was on a vacation in a way, and he had no care in the world, right?
Yeah.
It's very different than living with someone. Like, living with someone is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal because you're bringing two
That's where you really
different people.
You can't hide.
Yes, together. You cannot hide. We all have our little things that might annoy other people, but you need to meet each other halfway.
Yeah. The whole time, I just want to point out, poor Max was just working on that toilet behind this whole conversation. He's just like, oh, boy.
He must be loving it.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen some shit.
I think he's seeing some shit.
I've seen some shit. Okay, last.
Cara and Guillermo.
Can I vent a second? Can I vent? Why are we going to a brewery if half the group is going to order vodka soda?
That's a great point.
If Hillary and Cooper are going to order vodka sodas, why don't we just go to a bar?
But it's nice. It's outdoors.
Go to a bar. Go to an outdoor patio. Why are we going to this brewery for Hillary and Cooper to order vodka sodas?
Maybe they're on a diet.
Maybe they're just trying to piss me off. I can't stand it. You're at a brewery. You're at a craft brewery. Get a craft beer. Get a sour, or get a wine.
Listen, you and I, we are beer drinkers, right? Not everyone is.
That's fine. So don't go to a brewery. Have a conversation. Where do you want to go?
Maybe people have the vibe. What is Cara drinking? Is she drinking vodka soda too?
Her and Guillermo are drinking beers.
So that's why they went to a brewery. Because they wanted a beer.
Would you ever drag your friends who don't drink beer to a brewery?
No, but if I say, hey guys, you want to meet at the brewery? And they're like, yeah, sounds good. Then that would be fine with it.
But a vodka soda? What are we at, a nightclub here? What are we doing? At a brewery, you're getting a vodka soda?
So they're engaged. So maybe they're shredding for the wedding.
No. See?
I wish.
You've always got good
I can drink vodka in certain drinks, but it brings back a lot of bad memories.
Yeah. It's like the next episode, we're going to see Cooper drinking a Red Bull and vodka at a winery.
That's dangerous, but yeah.
So, spoiler alert, Cara and Guillermo are with Hillary and Cooper at a brewery, if you guys didn't know. They're sitting there talking. Hillary is Cara's good friend. She asked Guillermo, how does it feel getting married at 23?
Well, let's add this. Apparently, Hillary is the skeptical friend.
Yes.
Right? She's a skeptical friend. And I hate that they're making him sound so young because, honestly, he acts older than Kara.
Age is a number.
Yes. So Hilary's like, how do you feel about getting married? So how old are you? Like what, like 12? Did you graduate middle school yet?
I was a disaster at 23. I wasn't ready. Well, yeah, Hillary, just because you were a disaster, we see you're drinking vodka sodas. Well, just because you were a disaster, Hill, doesn't mean everyone's a disaster.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Was I drinking all the time at 23? Absolutely. I was just discovering New York City nightclubs.
Yeah.
But do I have friends who had kids and got married at 23? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's I think it's a very...
It's a very flexible age.
Yes.
You can go either way. You could be a mature 23. You could be a young, immature 23.
And when Guillermo said, I mean, I've been through a lot, so I know what I want.
Yeah, that's true. So then Hillary's like, all right, well, is there anything Kara does that drives you insane? Like, let's really stir the pot here.
She's an alcoholic.
When Kara drinks a lot, she never wants to stop. Every time she drinks, I know how it's going to end. Drunk, not remembering what happened the last night.
I think the older you get, the more you learn about your limits. Maybe Kara hasn't learned yet. And here comes her maturity. If you still do this, maybe you're not as mature as you think. And it's okay. Just don't talk about it, girlfriend.
That's what I'm saying. That was my note. I was like, and who's the immature one, Kara? You want to tell Guillermo?
Like, I know when I drink, I know what's going to kind of push me over the fine line. Like, I know, and it's on me. Like, if we're drinking, I'm like, if I have one more, I'm going to get like really drunk and sick tomorrow. But we're having fun. I'll do it. I'm aware of this decision I'm making, usually. I'm aware of it and I do it, right?
Well, you get drunk and you get sick. I'm not saying you. I'm just using in general, the royal you. It gets scary and dangerous when you don't remember what. And Guillermo was saying it like it happens often, like there's a pattern. She gets drunk, she wants to keep drinking, and then she doesn't remember what happened. If you're blacking out every time you drink, that's an issue.
True.
Just, having one too many cocktails, then you wake up with a headache. Also not good, but not necessarily concerning. And so her behavior is kind of concerning if she's really getting this drunk all the time.
True.
And not remembering what happened. And it could go beyond immaturity. It could be something else. Whatever reason she's going this hard in the paint, it's concerning. And Kara's response is just like, there's always room for improvement. Could always mix in a water, I guess.
Which is true.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement. And the other thing is not just the blacking out, but they get into fights when she's drunk.
All right, so help me understand, because that's Hilary's next question. Yeah. What was the worst fight you've ever had, right?
Oh, boy.
So apparently there was a fight. Was it over his ex texting him? That's what I picked up on.
I don't know if it was as official as an ex. So one time Kara found a message on Guillermo's phone.
Because she checks his phone here and there.
She's immature and there's no trust. He sent a text to a girl he was dating. So I don't know if it was girlfriend or how serious, but they were dating. And he used a pickup line that he had used on Kara, or that he went on to use. But
he was dating someone while he was dating Kara?
I think it was before. And he went on to use that same line.
Oh.
So like, oh my God, 3 months ago you used the same line on
Oh, you see, I missed that. I didn't, not missed that, but I didn't fully understand what was going on.
Moral of the story is don't sneak into your partner's phones. Like, if you don't trust them, don't be with them. Because if you sneak into their phone, you're probably going to find something you don't want to see, because if you feel like you need to sneak into their phone, then there's zero trust and there's a reason you don't trust them, right? It's a cycle. So don't be with someone if you feel like you can't not look in their phones without being with them.
Very true.
So Kara's like, well, I'm not actively sneaking into his phone anymore.
But he checks on her phone, but only when she's there.
Only when she's there with me. They're not ready for marriage.
No.
This is not a couple who should be walking down the aisle anytime soon.
No. I've never checked your messages or anything. I have no reason.
No, I don't think I've No, I've never looked in your phone.
I mean, you grab my phone here and there when you
grab each
play
other.
Spotify.
And we have passcodes on our phone, but that's not for each other. I know yours, you know mine.
I don't remember yours, but
Yes, you do.
I wish I did. I don't remember your phone number. Let's just
Well, I
begin
don't.
with
I don't
that.
think I ever knew your phone number.
But I mean, the thing is that whether you grab my phone and you look at it or not, I don't have a problem with that. And I
No.
know that you don't look at my messages, but even if you did, like, who cares? It's me talking to your mom and to you and to a bunch of my friends.
Yeah.
But
But
if you ever wanted to, I don't feel bad because I have nothing to hide. So you go ahead and you can take a look.
But you
I
should
know
feel
you
bad.
don't.
But you should feel bad if I felt the need to. That's my
Sure.
point. Is like if you feel the need to look at the other person's.
Do you feel like you need to look at my
Of
phone?
course not.
Yeah, good.
But if I did, that would already be a red flag. That would already be a sign of
yes.
like, why don't I trust you? Why
Yes.
do I feel the need to?
True.
Especially if you haven't done something. If you had
True.
cheated on me when we first started dating, and then I was like, oh, well, now I need to check. Well, if I can't get over that and I constantly feel the need to check your phone, I probably shouldn't be with you. I should probably be with someone where I can just be at ease and have peace of mind.
True.
So the whole even feeling the need to check the phone is an issue, let alone checking the phone. I think it could also be another reason Kara doesn't want to get Guillermo a computer. There's no trust. What could he be doing on this computer?
But she would share hers.
Right, so she could set up a trap and see what he's typing
Oh, look
and
at
have
that.
access. Save your passwords, Guillermo. Save your passwords in there. Right? I think she's keeping an eye on him for sure. There's no trust.
Yeah, there is no trust.
They should not. Maybe they're both immature. They shouldn't be getting married. Not yet, at least. And
They have 90 days.
learn to drink a beer.
Or 80
Cooper.
something.
Yeah. All right. That's it, right?
That's it.
That's it. What an episode. What a season.
So good. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Already 6 episodes in. I feel like this thing is flying.
I love it. I love it.
I'm loving it. Hope you guys are loving it. Let us know. Call in. Follow us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. It's a good time over there. Some memes are coming. We promise.
We promise.
Also, make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Look down, smash that follow button.
Yes. Smash like it's as hot as this season.
What?
I know it's a basic saying. I usually get a little more basic towards the end. But hey, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
At least for us. And again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just want to know why. If you guys aren't enjoying it, why? Call in. Let us know.
Let us know.
What's the issue? Maybe we'll change our mind. Maybe we're like, you know what?
No, we won't.
We were wrong. This season sucks.
No, we won't.
Of course
I
not.
think we both have our own opinions and we share it with you guys.
We
so.
should all have our own opinions.
Very true.
Okay, also, we got some merch if you want to rep the brand. If you're like, you know what, I can't spring for the Danielle hoodie, but I want a Married to Reality hoodie.
Oh, that's a good promo.
MarriedToRealityPodcast.com. There's a button for the store. Check it out. Hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, pint glasses. It's all there. Treat yourself. And thank you again for the reviews. Okay, we appreciate those reviews, especially from you, Sackett, or however you pronounce that.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful review.
Teresa's really coming around on cats, I promise you. We're going to find a picture and post it, potentially. But that's it. I've said it all. Have you said it all?
Said it all.
All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.